Welcome to your weekly astrological forecast for the week of Tuesday, October 19th through Monday, October 25th. And we do have a couple major things happening this week. We've got full moon in Aries happening this week. And then we also have the sun entering Scorpio. So happy birthday, Scorpios. All right, so Tuesday, October 19th, moon transits through Aries. We are already feeling the rowdiness and high energy of tomorrow's Aries full moon. This is very much a preparation for the full moon happening tomorrow. So we're already kind of feeling that. We're already feeling that high vibe, high energy. Moon crosses over Chiron and opposes Mercury, which is stationing direct. And this in itself is so interesting because Mercury, right as Mercury's turning direct and it's making that opposition with Chiron, Moon crosses over Chiron at the same time. So this makes us extra aware of this recent shift in pace since Mercury just turned direct only yesterday, technically. So Mercury is still at that same degree that it just turned direct technically yesterday. Moon crossing over that, it just highlights that energy. So it's making us extra aware there's a change in pace. This Mercury retrograde, this kind of dysfunctional internal transit that we've been experiencing for the last several weeks is now over. And now I think we are learning again to become more direct, more expressive, more decisive, especially in our relationships, in articulating ourselves, self-expression, expressing ourselves in our relationships, understanding other people in our lives, and making those changes in those relationships of our lives as well. So that definitely a change of pace that Moon kind of brings the attention to on Tuesday. On Wednesday, October 20th, we have the full moon at 27 degrees of Aries. Now, this full moon makes a loose T-square with Pluto at 24 degrees Capricorn, which stresses the importance of self-expression as well as empathy in our long-term goals and plans. So I know that's kind of a lot. There's a lot there, but with the Libra-Aries axis highlighted, we are more social and energetic at this time. And this focus is on the balance between our own needs and self-expression versus the needs and expression of others. And it's sort of in the context of our long-term goals, which Pluto and Capricorn brings into the mix as well. So it's almost like this clash between all of those. What do we want? What do the people in our lives want? What do we have to do for our long-term goals or our long-term situation? What's the reality here? It's like all these different variables are kind of clashing in this grand finale that is the full moon. And so it's going to be a challenge to kind of balance all of this activity here. This is a great dynamic for social events or hangout sessions, with the Libra and Aries axis highlighted. But this is also a great dynamic for making progress in strengthening our relationships and social connections. And, for like having that empathy or having like those good, meaningful conversations with people in our lives, whether it be just pleasant conversations, just enjoying the company of others, or, really talking about some important things to make sure our relationships have continuity, have integrity is the word I was looking for. This could be a really good time for strengthening those relationships, and events might just naturally unfold, which kind of result in the strengthening of our relationships. The energy is generally lively and upbeat. However, there may be an overabundance of energy at this time, which is common with full moons, especially a fire full moon. And this can lead to events becoming intense or theatrical. So yeah, basically, it would be a good time for a party. The Libra Aries axis is great for socializing, having a good time with other people, having a good party, enjoying the company of others. But then, yeah, you can have that overabundance of energy. Things can become intense. There could be accidents. So yes, it is a good time to be active and energetic, but with moderation. Everything with moderation. Thursday, October 21st, Moon enters Taurus, and I really love this because right after that intense, full moons are pretty much always intense, but especially in a fire sign. So right after the full moon, we have Moon entering Taurus, which brings some much needed stability and emotional groundedness after the lively and rambunctious energies of Wednesday's full moon. However, Taurus does conjoin Uranus and forms a loose yod with Mercury at 10 degrees Libra and Venus at 15 degrees Sagittarius. And this puts the focal point at the moon conjunct Uranus at 13 degrees Taurus. So this planetary configuration is potentially problematic, especially in terms of our relationships and our finances. Pretty much anything that supports us in our lives. There could be unexpected changes or problematic situations in those areas. Um, and so yeah, so it's there's a mixed bag for sure on Thursday. We are feeling emotionally grounded, but at the same time, I think that emotional groundedness could be challenged by unexpected events or problematic situations. And I see this as kind of a minor thing. There's some minor dysfunction. It's mostly the moon that's triggering this, and the yacht is very loose. It's not exact, and so there's just some general dysfunction, but nothing too life changing or too overly stressful or problematic. Just some general light dysfunction on Thursday. Friday, October 22nd, moon continues through Taurus, so we are still emotionally grounded and calm, especially in the latter half of the day as moon leaves the Uranus conjunction and the yacht aspect. Mars at 24 degrees Libra squares Pluto at 24 degrees Capricorn, triggering new changes to our goals and relationships yet again. And yeah, this is seriously where all the changes have really been, or most of the changes have been, with all these planets, in this area of Libra squaring, making that square with Pluto. So again, it's like there's some kind of consistent change lately of the past couple weeks, where in general it's applying to our relationships. But whatever in your chart is toward the end of Libra, is in the last half of the Libra sign, that's where there's been constant change and evolution and growth. Even in the middle part of Libra with Mercury there, that's what, there's been a huge evolution, huge opportunity for evolution, huge change there in mostly our relationships, but wherever Libra is in your chart. Saturday, October 23rd, Sun enters Scorpio, so happy birthday, Scorpios. This marks the beginning of the middle third of fall. And Scorpio is generally a time of consolidation as we leave the hesitancy and indecision of Libra behind and become much more focused and emotionally intense. So yeah, basically, Libra is all about, weighing things, weighing this and that, seeing everyone's point of view. And then you get this consolidation and intensification when you go into Scorpio. Everything becomes much more black and white, very much decided in Scorpio. Scorpio is very intuitive, and so it knows how it feels very strongly, very passionately. It's not this weighing things back and forth that you experience in Libra. And so that's kind of what I was articulating there. Sun is the only planet or body in Scorpio, though. And so, right. So even though Scorpio has technically begun the Scorpio season, we're not feeling the full effects of Scorpio yet because we only have that one planet there. There's not a lot of activity in Scorpio right now. So the vibe is subtly starting to begin the transition from the intellectual, quirky air element to intuitive and emotional water. So this is it's a little bit of a subtle change. It's not super dramatic. We'll feel this more later once Mars and Mercury enter Scorpio in the following weeks. Moon enters Gemini, making us curious, scattered, and chatty for the next couple days. On Sunday, October 24th, Moon continues through Gemini, making the mood light and intellectual, which oddly fits the Sun entering Scorpio, I think, because a Sun entering Scorpio adds some complexity and things just become kind of complex and interesting when you enter Scorpio season. And I think Moon in Gemini, makes us more curious and open to weird or obscure things. And so even though these are very different signs, I think the Moon entering Gemini is kind of oddly fitting the Sun just recently entering Scorpio. Moon does form grand trines for the next couple days with Mercury and Mars in Libra and Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, giving us one last burst of air energy before truly starting Scorpio season, or before Scorpio season truly takes hold, I guess you could say. So this is an excellent time for socializing, learning, sharing ideas, etc. The vibe is still very much intellectual and detached since, we have had the Sun enter Scorpio. But again, we have 6 planets in air, so the air is still the dominant element here by far. The transition will become much more watery in the next couple of weeks, though. And okay, and by that I just mean emotional, more heavy, more intuitive, etc. On Monday, October 25th, Moon continues through Gemini, continuing an abundance of airy energy and continuing the intellectual and social atmosphere. We begin this week with a generally heavier and emotional tone, with Sun recently having entered Scorpio, but with that burst of air energy continuing before the moon enters Cancer in the latter part of Monday. So even by the last half of Monday, we may be getting to feel you may feel the sun entering Scorpio more on Monday than on the day that it actually just entered Scorpio. So, with the moon entering Cancer, that will start to trigger, these trines with the sun in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. And so we'll almost start to feel the beginning of Scorpio season more on Monday with that added water element. So yeah, that's what I have for this week. Definitely stay tuned for next week. We do have Mars entering Scorpio next week, and the beginning of November already. I feel like October flew by. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.